Hello everybody. So today I thought I'd expand on a previous theme. Actually my very first video, which you can check out in the description. It's called my 10-chord routine. And and it is a combination of Barry Harris's 6-chord rules and the 6 diminished rules, which ends up giving us a total of 10 scales that we practice. And when I did it, when I first showed it, I showed it in the closed position, where each 6th chord was in its natural closed position. And I thought for today, I'd share a way that I practice it a lot, because you know, Barry often talks about the importance of doing things in 3-note voicings, right? So there are 3 videos that talk about this a little more in depth. The video on the 10-chord routine, the video on the 6-chord rules, and the video on drop voicings. All of these are combined in this. So to get a 3-note voicing, I'll take any, let's say I have this inversion of the C6, and of course we're going to be in the people's key of C. And I've got my root position, first, second inversion of C6, G, A, C, and I'm going to drop the G, I'm going to let go of the G, and now I have 3 consecutive notes of a C6. Something that looks like an A minor triad, but is really, we know it's just a C6 with 1 note missing. Now we'll take that middle note and we'll drop it down an octave, and we now have a 3-note voicing. Now that would come up the scale, the 6th diminished scale. It's so much easier to do runs, harmonic runs, okay? I have some other ideas about how to practice this as well, but I want to get right into the routine, okay? So if you'll recall from the other video, there are 10 chords, 2 majors, 2 minors, 1 half diminished, and 5 dominants, okay? Total of 10. So the first one is the straight up 6th diminished, which I just did. Note, I personally like to hold a 4th voice on my pinky, which is the root. And I want to hold the root all the time so that I can train my ear to hear that dissonance between the diminished and the root. That helps me borrow better. If I can hear those strange relationships, I'll show you what I mean. I'll come down here into the grown-up range. This might be something that you might find in Stella by Starlight. And that's an example that Barry shows in class often. So we have our our dissonance between the diminished and the root, which is what I like to do in this particular one, because now I'm doing 3 voices. I have room for 1 more voice, and that'll be the pedal. So here we go, C6. Okay, and of course I can do that down here too. I like down this low range. Of this 3-note voicing too is that the notes are far enough apart that you can play them pretty low and get away with it, which means you're really getting a lot of overtones and a lot of more sound out of the instrument. Okay, the second major is the major that's found on the 5th. Okay, so that would be a G6. In this inversion, it looks like this. Okay, so it's like, which I think is just a really pretty sound. It's just a very pretty sound because you have that 9th, that 2nd in the bass. Anyway, this one having this 2nd, I'm going to become up the octave. And I'm going to play a G6 diminished with the top. same motorcycle from last week. Needs to be practicing more sixth diminished. Okay, moving on. Those two majors, two minors, the regular sixth diminished, minor sixth diminished. Again, keeping the rhythm. Sorry, can't help it. Okay, then comes the minor 7 rule, which is a major 6 built on the minor 3rd, which is an E flat 6, or the relative major. Let's call it the relative major, and that's going to look like this. I'm not omitting the 5th because it's a 3-note voicing. Gives you a little more of that modern sound with the minor 7 chord. That's 4. The 5th, the minor 7 with a flat 5 or half diminished. The rule for that is a minor 6 chord built on the minor 3rd. Right? An E flat minor 6. And I'll play the E flat minor 6 diminished on top of the C. Now the thing is, it starts exactly like the previous one because we're not playing the 5th since it's a 3-note voicing. This is the note that's omitted, so you're not going to hear this sound until the 3rd. And here it is. The 2 of a B flat minor. Just any kind of 2-5-1 to give my brain a little bit of a sense of context. I'm playing a C minor 7 flat 5. That's the 2 of B flat minor. So I like to throw that into the routine. 5. Here comes number 6. The regular old C7 diminished. As you know, you can do a C7 diminished. And in the 3-note voicing, it looks like this. 7th, 3rd. Diminished, 7th. Diminished, 7th. Diminished, 7th. Sound, love it, beautiful. Have fun with that one. And then our favorite, the 7 with a flat 5. It's a C7, flat the 5th. And you end up with this. So here's the 5th that we're not playing. It would look like this. We're not playing it, so again, it's not going to really come into play until the 3rd degree. Here it is. Sorry. C7 with a flat 5. So those are our two of the other scales. So far we've dealt with major and minor 6 diminished in all related keys. Those are the 2 we haven't dealt with. The rest of them are all going to be 6-chord rules. So the next one will be the C7 sus. And the rule for the C7 sus is you're going to play a B flat 6 or a 6th chord built on the dominant 7th degree. In 3-note voicing, it's going to look like this. Go down here. So it's a little low for the second, so I might go, which is a beautiful sound too. It's just a really pretty voicing for 4 notes. You get a lot out of it. Anyway, here it is. B flat 6 diminished on top of a C. How are we going to do this? Sorry. Let's try it again. This one could be confusing for me anyway. It's a B flat. B flat 6. A diminished. B flat 6. A diminished. B flat 6. And so on and so on. Next one, you settle the third, you settle the sus, you end up with, here's your B flat 6 over C. If I settle the third, I end up with a G minor 6, or in Barry's language, the important minor, a minor that's found on the 5th of every dominant chord. And it's a G minor 6, and it'll be the same diminished. So here it is again. Okay. That's a C7. When you add G's diminished notes, it gives a whole other nice color. And then last but not least, the Tritones Minor. The tritone of C is F sharp. The important minor of F sharp is C sharp minor 6. So C sharp minor 6 over C. That's what you would play when you see any kind of altered chord. C altered. Flat 9, sharp 9, flat 13, flat 5, sharp, you know, any one of those altered, we'll take this one and you'll play. That's what it looks like in the 3 voicing. And now I'll go through the C sharp minor 6 diminished scale. C sharp minor 6, wow, this one's great. Am I right here? Yes. And then, if you have time that day, you could do the whole routine in F. All right, I hope this was useful. Again, you know, there are all kinds of ways of doing this routine. You can do it in drop 2, drop 3, drop 2 and 4, and 3-note. This was the 3-note edition. I hope it was really helpful. Please check out those other videos and like, subscribe, share, and please, if you like this and you want to support what I do, please visit my Patreon, all of which is linked to in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and keep swinging out there. Bye-bye.